Hey everybody, Kathy at Northstar Prepsteader. Well, one of the things that I keep in my pantry all the time is raw honey. And I don't have bees myself, so I have to source it from other places. But I try to get honey from those who are keeping bees as close to me as possible. The one source that I've had for a number of years is no longer either producing or selling it commercially or something, I don't know. But I haven't been able to find it around in my local stores. So I had to go to a different brand. And in doing that, it also is a different quantity. Normally I would get it in a pint jar because I'm just by myself. I don't use it all that much. But I use it mostly to put into teas and stuff like that. But I end up spending like maybe $10 a jar on it. At some places it was even up to $12. Well, the one that I was able to find is actually 5 pounds. So, which is a lot of honey. So for me to go through 5 pint jars of honey would take a year and a half, 2 years, something like that, a long time. But I don't have space to keep this in my cupboard. So I want to break this down into my pint jars, and let's see if this gives me a full 5 pint jars. So this container of raw honey comes from a place within about 40 miles of me, so that's not too bad. It is 5 gallons. I did weigh it on my scale. And it's a plastic container, so I do want to get it out of here anyway and into my glass jars. These are all washed and cleaned, ready to go. Now for those of you who don't know, honey can last like forever, so I'm not concerned about how long that they're going to be, but I want to break down this size so I'm not using this big of thing. Now this was $28 for the 5 pounds, which comes down to, you know, $5.50 or so for per pound of honey, as opposed to the $10 to $12 I was spending before. A much better deal. Oh, look at all that gooey goodness. Alright, I am going to attempt to put these in the jars without using any type of funnel. So we'll see how that goes. Just because I don't want it gunking up in my funnel. I prefer using a little more solid honey than the liquid honey for the things that I make and my purposes. It reminds me kind of the Sue Bee spun honey that we had as kids. I don't know if any of you had that or not. So it's 5 pounds. I'm thinking I might get 3 jars, but if I get 5, awesome. Be so happy with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue filling these while you enjoy some music. So I've got 3 full ones and I've got this much left. It's not going to fill another one of those, so I'm just going to add it to my jar that is partially filled right now. So this is my current jar. You can even see the color is different too. The other honey I got was darker, so this is a lighter honey, which is just fine with me. Okay, I need to clean up these jars a little bit here. Get these edges clean so that they seal well. because of the preserving properties of honey, there's not going to be any need for me to vacuum seal it or can it or anything like that. In fact, if I were even to water bath can these, it would destroy the properties of the honey. So these will definitely keep. If for some reason you've had honey for a long time and it crystallizes, all you need to do is take the jar and put it in a pan of really warm water, and let's just sit. Don't let the water boil or anything, but just let it warm up the honey, and it will get back to this state. So I'm really curious as to how much these weigh compared to what I purchased. I got 3.5 jars of honey, yeah, about 3.5 jars, when I thought that the pints were a pound, but liquid volume and actual weight are two different things. So let's do some nerdy honey math. All right, what I'm going to do is weigh an empty jar first. There we go. Okay, the jar is 10 ounces. So we've got one filled jar of honey. I have just a little over a pound and 5 ounces of actual honey. Oh, now that jar is 2 pounds. It could be the jar itself too. Let me weigh this one. 1 point. That's almost exactly the same as this. These are both curd jars, and that was a ball jar. So now that one I did weigh as a ball jar. So let me weigh a curd jar, see how much that weighs. Hey guys, I don't know if you ever did this, but curd jars weigh less than ball jars do for the same size jar. These are wide mouth pints. That's 9 ounces. That's 10 ounces. You get an extra ounce of glass in there. Haha. Interesting. Okay. But this is still quite, I wonder if I just packed that in there more. So we have 2 pounds, 3, 4. So I got actually about 4.5 pounds out of the 5 pounds. So anyway, it's close. All right, I've cleaned up the rims on these so there's no honey there and stickiness. I already labeled my lids so I know at what time and where this honey came from. And I'm just going to seal it up. There we go. Alright, so our nerdy honey math. Alright, I'm just going to round it up. Paid $28 for 5 pounds. 5 pounds, which came to about a little over $5.50 per pound. Well, I got, what did I say, 4.5 pounds here. So 28 divided by 4.5 equals about $6, about $6.25 for each one of these jars, compared to $10 to $12 that I would have spent before. So definitely worth it. Another example of buying in bulk, how it saves you money and really helps. I have some more honey for my shelves, my storage, my pantry, everything else, and this will last a long time. So you guys, I encourage you to get some honey in bulk, get some good stuff, get it local if you can, and you take care. God bless, and always have hope. See you in the next one.